That tracks.
A little bit, yeah. I mean,
you know.
I'm 38. How old are you now?
You're 38?
Yeah, I'm 38.
Dude, I thought you were like 43 or something.
Gray hair?
Wow, that's nuts. I am the ripe young age of 34.
Okay.
That's right. That's right. Not a day older. Well, actually, tomorrow I'll be older. Anyway, it doesn't matter because we got ourselves a great matchup here today. We have Cloud9 versus G1. Now, to set the stage a little bit here, Walsh, right? G1, look, I made a bold proclamation on the desk. I said that I think G1 is a team that's here fighting for a championship, but then you started to see some of those mistakes happen in that war game. They cannot do that against Cloud9 because they will not allow them to be able to get away with that 3-1 win the way they were able to make it happen against War.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's essentially what happens when you get higher up and higher up or play against better teams. You're afforded fewer mistakes. It's just more difficult. You have to play more on top of your game, play better and better. But taking a look here on game number 1, we are going to be doing Catalyst CTF between these two rosters. If there's anything that G1 wants to start off with, it's this map and mode.
I agree. This is, we've mentioned it a lot. Catalyst, new into the rotation, newer than the other maps into the rotation this season, has created interesting conversation points because no one has really quite figured it out yet, but I do think some teams are better at it than others. This is going to be a big opportunity now for G1 to really show us what they have here on Catalyst, and already a big start for Bubu out of the gate, are able to get sub 2 kills on C9 side.
Such sick maneuvers from Bubu. You saw how fast he slid over there. He got that ramp. All those members of Cloud9 did not expect anyone already on the ramp, but Bubu made it so quick, but that was shut down fast enough as Stellar has OS over in the G1 bases, causing havoc. There's 2 down. Swish is gonna jump up and take the easy route and take a dip.
Sometimes you just want to end it right then and there. That was brutal, but Stellar's gonna be bringing this one up the gut. He's gonna have to deal with 2 members of G1. They're gonna be shooting at him, but he's scot-free. He's gonna get the slide potentially, but no, he's actually gonna hang it back and go back for the fight though to see if he can contribute to some more damage.
Similarly, or I would say thematically on Catalyst CTF, even when you get those kills quick and you run that flag fast, you have to do another round of slaying when you get back, and that's what stops Stellar from putting that in. So even though it's all looking dire for G1, they get a stop, they get a flagpole of their own, and they're back on even footing.
And that is why Catalyst is one of the most just perplexing maps in the map pool. You think in any other Halo, you come out with that kind of a start, you get the overshield, you're in their base, you get across to the other side of the map.
A top middle run, a top middle run.
And you still can't lock it in because that's just Catalyst, baby. Now as we continue to look forward, did he just say Haya? I'm pretty sure they before just said Haya. Anyway, moving forward, I don't know if I can get that out of my head, but that's for another day. This is just going to be a slow restart. And this is where I want to see what G1 is made of here, right? When the game slows down, when they have to make those decisions and those pushes together as a team and how they try and break Cloud9's defensive holds, those things are going to be so valuable. But no one challenging Eco with that overshield is quite problematic.
Well, it's almost plays right prior to that. All those members of G1 were forced to fight out of their base, and in doing so, they gave up control of the center of the map. Cloud9 took advantage of it. They were waiting for an OS to make their pull, whereas G1 said, okay, we're going to clear out our base and we're going to go for a counter pull.
Eagle flag returned.
Does not work out, though, for G1, as that attempted flag pull is going to get shut down. Here comes Boundos. Some big kills are going to be coming through potentially, but he had 2 BRs looking right at him. Here comes Penguin, though, looking again to the conversation, but the Commando will do the job. Squall Eyes just needs to stay alive here, and he's playing his life very effectively. Wipes out Stellar, looking to cause some problems in the backfield. Doesn't quite come to fruition, though. Here comes the fly out, and Swish, he was looking to just see if he could put down as much damage as possible. Mission accomplished because Eco can't really do much right now, and he has to wait this one out, but they have to take him out.
Yeah, they're getting the kills, but the problem is the Cloud9 reinforcements are coming too fast.
Yeah.
Every single time G1 clears out their base and try to make a move to the center of the map, Cloud9 are already there. They already have numbers. Once again, Bubu pushing out of his base, and what does he meet? 2 Cloud9 members.
Gonna get hit with those grenades, and it's gonna slow down this push. Oh, he tried to go in there for the melee. Got the repulsor on one. Does a decent amount of damage. That gives his teammate an opportunity to be able to get the kill, but Stellar with a double of his own shuts that down there. He's gonna continue to live around here on the gold side of the map. Squall9 engaging with Eco. Nico does get wiped out, so Stellar's just gonna have to wait this out, and that was a great jump. He's hiding out in this corner. He's got the support of his teammate. But still, great BR shot from Squall9 to get the shutdown. And there's Penguin again with the cleanup. That's what Cloud9's doing so well, Walsh. Every time someone goes in for a fight, someone's there to back him up.
And look at that, Boo Boo just realizing that Penguin's gonna go for that grapple, puts on a little damage, puts on a little pressure, Penguin, and now it's an open OS. Both teams have a good chance of getting this to come down to this fight once again. Switch has the reinforcements, scoops up that OS, and we're gonna see G1 going on the offensive.
And I believe this is gonna be the first time that G1 have been able to comfortably get an overshield, and Boo Boo Doo with the double kill. Stellar's gonna be tucked away in the back of the base, very damaged. Now here comes this next round of slays. Penguin's gonna be dangerously low as Switch is gonna jump around the corner here. That overshield is gonna give him a ton of confidence. Sees two members of Cloud9, the flank's gonna continue to move forward. He gets himself a double kill, tries to get the triple, but he does do the damage.
And Cloud9 are making a mistake there. They're pushing back into their base, trying to stop the flag when they need to be run across the map. This flag is long gone. G1 putting in the first flag.
G1 strike first against Cloud9. And it's not a shocker to see how competitive G1 is here against C9. This team has grown so much over the course of the season, and still so much more for them to do here. The big stick, big boy is sticky for the big man. Sends Stellar packing.
Such a heads-up play, realizing he did not have a chance to win that 1v1 BR fight and trick Stellar into getting a comfortable straight. Sometimes players will immediately go for that stick after the first burst or not even shooting a shot, and players anticipate those panic moves. Instead, Stellar was just doing, all right, we're doing a straight BR fight, and last second gets caught off guard with that sticky grenade. Those are those small, minute differences in those battles that you might not notice.
And those small, minute differences in a team or against a team like Cloud9 that really are going to be the difference. Now, that was a grapple shot that I've never seen in my life, but it kind of works out for Dev. He's going to be running into Stellar here. Big fight happening, but Stellar's going to win it. You can always rely on him, and the overshield is going to be available here and now to grab. Flag's going to be out, though. The Cloud9 flag is going to be out. Squall9 very weak over at the backfield. Gets removed from the equation. C9 moving this flag on their own, but there goes Boo Boo Doo, but he actually gets shut down, and this could look like a Cloud9 capture if Devin can stay alive, but he cannot. C9 brings this one in. Penguin's got the OS, plenty healthy. We're all tied up.
That's the danger of running a cap the same direction. You are basically flipping a coin and saying whoever wins this battle gets the recovery and the cap. Now, if you're trying to pull a counter pull and you're afraid of the opposing team, running that flag across the map, you have to run the flag on the opposite side. So if one team's running sword side, you need to run it skewer.
Just some great Halo 101 that we were seeing there from C9.
If this is 101 entry level course, I'm dropping this major. This is too difficult, and this is just the entry level.
Hey man, no one ever said playing Halo at the top level of the World Championship was ever easy. The hundreds of teams tried to fight for this opportunity to play for $1 million, $400,000 first place prize. But only the best of the best can be here. G1, one of those squads who have just had an amazing season and a triple kill off camera, but we caught that third kill for Swish.
Swish getting those slays, but there it is. Stellar and Penguin duo over on the P side, getting that backup and just able to put so much damage over there. He did not, by he, I mean Swish did not see Penguin over on the far side or Stellar on the far side. And so those double teams, all these players find these new creative angles to take a Catalyst to catch someone off guard.
Oh, Bound is so low. He can actually contribute to this fight. Might get cleaned up. No, he goes back for it, though, because he knows how valuable that overshield is going to be. And that's another G1 overshield that could pay off for them.
This is what got them their first cap.
That's
Let's
right.
see if it's going to be their second. 2 members down for Cloud9. This is a perfect position for G1. They're pushing in. They think if they slays and they get fast, but Cloud9 answer with 2 kills of their own, and Stellar being so tricky. Just buying so much time in that
He's
front
still
range.
alive, Dave! He's
Can't
still
finish him
alive!
off.
Kill the man! No, it does not happen. Swish has to be pissed off about that one. I don't blame him. That was so frustrating, but that is exactly what Stellar can do. He is the type of player that manages to play his life better than most.
Yeah, that's that perfect bait and switch. Doing the optimal amount of distraction so that when it's focused on your teammate, you're over there adding a shot or so. And when they're not, you're over there distracting, making them second guess who to fight and when to charge.
Clean shots from Eco. Gonna get him right back into the fray here. Dev with a clear, and that will be 3 members down for Cloud9, 2 down for G1. Dev is gonna be running into Stellar in a moment. This is going to be a huge fight there, and Squall9 does manage to get the better of Stellar, but would have loved to have been able to have Devin there to back him up, as 3 members of C9 are waiting for this potential play that could be made by Squall, and he goes for it, puts on a few shots. He's trying to play his life around this corner here, pull a lot of attention over to him, and he's actually succeeding. He's gotten 3 members down of C9, and here comes the flagpole.
Yep, 3 down, they get this flag out. Now, best case scenario is Boo Boo can get this flag out far enough that Cloud9 start to spawn their own base, but it's probably too little too late. Many of the players probably spawned over on Skewer side, and once again, we're going to have to see G1 fight at their base, and here comes the second round of Slays. Cloud9 to come to contest, but Boo Boo decides just to run it in. He feels like his teammates have enough time to delay, and it is true. That's going to be cap number 2 going in for G1.
I love that play, and a lot of credit's got to go to Squall9 because he pulled so much attention to him, and they couldn't wipe him out. That once Boo Boo saw that there was no one up top, like on the catwalk there, he was fine. Just go ahead and push that. He had the read. They knew exactly where they were, and that they weren't going to be challenged to make that flag cap a reality.
They're not done just yet. Look at these maneuvers here coming out. Boo Boo and his overshield his teammate. I believe that's Pre-Devinator over on the flag. Nope, I guess it's gonna be Swish with like a 3rd OS. Dear God, so many OSs.
And they've all, at this point, have gone to G1. You know, I feel like Cloud9 playing some of the best Halo that we've seen. Had a chat with Stellar. Told me he feels like what Bound brings to this team and how they have grown as a squad has just been unreal, and their confidence is at an all-time high. But when the stakes are so high and the amount of work is being put forward by everyone else, it's very clear. It doesn't matter if you're feeling great. As we saw in that Optic native game, everyone is here to play. Everyone's here to be competitive.
Yeah, nobody is taking this tournament lightly. Everyone came in grinding and prepping for this event right here. And Cloud9 find themselves on the back foot. They do not want to go down 0-1 to start off this series. And they have to answer soon, but this could be all 4 down again. This is a position that G1 can just sit back and let Cloud9 spawn in their own base. I'm actually a little hesitant about this play from Squall9. It's okay to get some information and poke, but the last thing you want to do is turn this into a flag grab trade scenario.
That's right, and only a few seconds left in the game. 20 seconds, and Cloud9's gonna go for the push, but 2 members are down, but Penguin's gonna get a massive double kill, and that's gonna have to prompt Squall9 to have to turn around here.
Pay attention, Squall9 has essentially been out of the fight for the last 20 seconds or so. It's essentially been 4v3 in Cloud9's favor as they've just essentially isolated. Look at that harpoon, gets the back smack, fights first, Devinator, the last one alive to try and get the stop. And Eco's gonna continue to move this overtime flag across the map.
He's right there, he's gotta get this kill on Devin, but Devin's still gonna be alive. Eco's gonna bring it across, and he's got himself just over half shields remaining. Devin is gonna get taken out. This could be a tie game right here, as Eco got the flag, and he caps it, making it 2-2. We're going to a tie, and that is the reason why you cannot sleep on C9 in those dire moments.
No, back against the wall, and they push out and come a-swinging. I think the biggest mistake in that ending scenario was just Squall9 or Swish being kind of alone over the Cloud9 base. Cloud9 had no worries about their own flag at that moment. They all wanted to push on the gas and push for the G1 flag. You need to have more of a presence in the center of the map.
Watching Halo for the first time, allow me to explain what happens now. We're in a tied situation. First flag cap is gonna win, but you have 5 minutes to do it. Plenty of time here, and a potential pull is happening now, as G1 have managed to succeed, but over in the distance, I believe, actually, That's going to be Eco with the stop, and then
Huge
Bound
stop.
gets the kill.
Also, brilliant here, just optimizing in this scenario. Eco realized the flag's on the ground. He's not going to waste 2 or 3 seconds sitting on the flag, return it. Instead, he's going to push on out and take up more ground across the map. Don't need to return a flag that's going to return on its own.
Yeah, you know what I think is really fascinating as well is that Bound's been able to stay alive this whole time. He got away from it. He's still contributing to the battle. Like, it's insane that he was one shot and no one from G1 was there to clean it up. And now Stellar has a great position. He does see that one player from G1 crossing over. That's going to be Switch.
Here's the crucial battle. Penguin and Stellar trying to clear a path for this flag to come back. Swish goes down. It's going to be Squall9 and Boo Boo. The last hope to stop this flag from going in. Bound wisely takes his time. At this point, it's going to be a slay game. If Cloud9 can just go even in slays, they will get this flag back, and Squall9 is huge. Gets the recovery, gets the flag out, and is not done just yet.
And he's actually going to dump the flag out and wait for his teammate there to back him up. And Swish is there to help. He's going to go in for the fight, trying to pancake him, but a dire return. A massive return from the captain, from Eco, making the plays, making the calls. Beautifully done there. And we're right back where we started with 3 minutes left on the clock, Walsh.
Can't say he's not a good host. Giving him a pancake before he kicks him out of his base. Such a great play there. Clutch on both sides as he backs her against the wall.
He had the overshield and Devin hit him with the back whack of all back whacks. That was devastating for C9, losing that very healthy, very shielded player in that engagement. But now things are just going to slow down for a moment, because Swish is going to wait for that player to come around the corner. And unfortunately for him, he was going to get a skewer to the face.
I thought they were just serving breakfast. They're now serving skewers for lunch or dinner. Just kind of...
It's a barbecue, you know?
Oh,
It's like an IHOP, you know, a little bit of everything. Or Denny's, I don't know.
But looking into this flag is now going out here for G1. They're still in a strong position, even though Swish is going for the stop. This is okay. His teammates are going to spawn back in his base to help escort this back. As long as Swish does not get picked off here. He's gotten the difficult part done, got it back to the base, and now Cloud9 have to stop it right here, right now. Eco is going to win a huge 1v1. Gets the insta-spawn over on that flag, make sure it's not grabbed right away, but they are damaged by those grenades. Squall9, the last one alive.
How is this?
What is going on?
It's shenanigans! It's shenanigans! I'm calling it! This is ridiculous! But now the attempted flag pull is going to come from Cloud9. G1 were in a position that they were going to win this game 2-1, but they let their foot off the pedal in a crucial moment of the game. Now it's going to be G1 on the push. Boo Boo Doo Boo's going to be centered around the flag. Dev is going to be taken out of there. Boo Boo very weak, cannot be a part of the conversation. No one is going to be there potentially to make this flag stop happen, and the flag goes through, and Cloud9 clutch up.
How many times did we see that go back and forth where I was almost certain it was a flag going in that team's favor, and both teams just clutching it up at the end, getting that stop, getting the recovery, getting the counter pull.
Yeah.
That was just whatever ridiculous word you want to use. Shenanigans, malarkey, nonsense at the end there.
We don't like none of that malarkey over here in these parts. Cloud9 definitely don't like that malarkey. And they managed to pick up a win that is, I'm going to be very honest, deflating. A deflating win. G1 were winning that game. 2-1, we were moving on to map 2. But instead, they allowed C9 that opportunity to get back in. And honestly, maybe I'm being a little too harsh, but C9 also have a tendency to force those mistakes. And I think that there's a combination of everything that kind of went wrong there for G1. And for C9, it was a combination of everything that went right.
They were the ones to get that clutch factor at the end on multiple occasions, not only just going to overtime, but to extend that overtime. Cloud9 sitting pretty 1-0 in this series thus far, but up next we got Street Slayer, and G1 can tie this right back up.
This is very true. This is where we see if we're gonna get the G1 that struggled in Orlando, or we're gonna get the G1 that had the Cinderella run at the NA Super, right? Can G1 bring this one back? That was a heartbreaking loss, but it's about how you pick yourself back up, how you dust yourself off and just try again, right? Because Cloud9, they are not going to give you that opening. They're not going to allow you to feel comfortable at all. You have to make your own comfort in this case if you're G1. And here we go. Map number 2.
Look at those coordinate grenades over on balcony. Boo Boo either realizing Cloud9 has that start or been encountering that before, but that was such a strong starting strategy that we're starting to see out of these teams. We weren't really seeing teams do this backup spot, throw grenades, and cut off an area. We haven't really seen that progress here in Infinite just yet, at least not in year 1.
Yeah, the players have just grown so much over the course of time here with how much work that they've been putting into the game. Stellar's going to be able to pick himself up a big kill there. He also has the support there of the blast shield, but it does not quite bail him out. He was still going to be very weakened in that. A big start for Cloud9. They're going to have to hold on to this lead because if you don't, G1 will creep right back into this.
Yeah, and what looked like a strong start is slowly closing. Now only a 2-kill lead here for Cloud9 and Bulldog in the hands of Predevinator. They have all of Cloud9 spawning over in Tram, and they can start to put the squeeze on if they want.
Dev looking for an opening to use that Bulldog, but the dog ain't gonna bark quite yet. 2 kills though for C9, courtesy of Eco, is gonna give him a 3-kill lead. Dev off the flank, locates Penguin. You know exactly where they're gonna be here. There goes the dog, but hey, you get one, it's gonna be a trade. Not the best situation there for G1 because they had that help.
Yeah, there was just 2 members of Cloud9 there, and you had to fight your way out. Devinator actually getting that 1-for-1 is not terrible, given that his position was sniffed out.
Yeah, they knew where he was. So you gotta, it's the little things, right? Could be the little things that are gonna be the difference in this series. But now I'm getting a little worried now. In the early game, a double kill for Eco. That's kill number 15. G1 are kind of getting, oh my goodness. I mean, they're just running around doing whatever they want right now. Another double.
And this has been tough for G1 as they've slowly lost this momentum that they had. You know, they had such a strong start throughout the series. It was a little deflating after that game 1. So I actually want to go to an Astro listener with G1 and hear how their comms are after those deflating moments.
Nice.
Good team.
I'm gonna jump purple. One jump purple. He's like bench.
One hit. Size rockets too. 1 T as well.
Ivy still 1. Bench has it.
Johnny down.
He's bench again.
Johnny,
I have no nades.
also gotta be set. He's going mid.
Bench again.
He's one bench as a rocket stalker.
He's one shot. Cuts. Another guy bench. Ivy shooting me.
Trying to look Ivy.
Cuts dead. The other one.
One shot bench. Ivy never died. Ivy never died.
He's an Ivy. Ivy, he went back Ivy. Absolute back seat.
Watch out tires.
Let's go. Let's split these nice. I'm going up here.
Yep.
Come back, baby.
Nate cuts really hard. I'm on.
Yeah, no. Alright, wait. Purple, okay.
Tires in.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Heaven. Tires one shot dead.
Heaven,
Heaven, one shot. And top 8 looking at me. Top 8 half.
Mounts dead. No one hiding green jet. Penguin.
Follows one shot.
Nice. One just one eco. He already spawned. Probably C or something. Here, I have weapons.
Going back up, Kevin.
I'm going up B with this. Don't die. You're alone. Kyle, you're alone. Okay. I'm watching B.
I spawned.
We spawned purple.
Back up. I'm in B. I'm dead. 2B. I'm in.
I'm seeing
2B already. Pillars going.
See Balk, I fucked up.
I don't see that.
There were 2B at one
Yeah, that
point.
guy's gonna have shot.
They're gonna wrap. I spawned one.
They're on me.
I got back.
Well, they certainly don't sound deflated, and I like that the calls we were hearing there, right? The comms and communication, talking to one another. The problem is that Cloud9 has this big lead, and every opportunity G1 had to come back in, C9 gets 2 more.
Yeah, they start to make it happen, and it just gets taken away. And when you watch individual POVs from G1 there, it's surprising, because when we saw that series or that sequence from Predevinator over the tire side, we were both like, that was so sick. He did so much damage, stayed alive so long, did everything right. But then you look at the holistic picture, you see more of his teammates down, you see the score creeping slowly away, and it's like, whoa, how's this happening? Watch it from one perspective, does not tell that story.
That is the Cloud9 difference. Maybe this rocket can be the catalyst for them to start coming back into this one. They're only going to be down by 8, but at this point, once you hit that 40 kill mark, that is where it starts to get quite dicey. 2 kills there, 2 big kills, maybe trying to cut into this lead. Don't really make any of those mistakes. They can't afford them at this point. Boo Dubu has 2 big weapons too.
I thought I was going to hook the C-Net with one of them.
That's what I thought too.
But Boo-Boo's just now going to be this anchor in this force over at A tower. Realize his teammates all getting caught over at B. This is a situation that when you have that stalker, when you have that bulldog, you need to wait for your teammate to really dictate that pace. Let someone like Boo-Boo lay damage across the map and then make the move. But it seems like G1 were a little more eager to get that push going.
But you know what though, even in that moment, Walsh, it did feel like that was C9 forcing the situation on that side of the map. So while Boo Boo was looking for a target to hit with that stalker, he never had it because C9 were already in the face of his teammates. But I do agree with you though. It was very clear that G1, they might be getting a little too antsy, and this is where I get concerned. This has been an 8-kill, 7-kill game this whole time with no real chance for G1 to come back in.
Yeah, this is gonna be rough if they haven't been able to do it thus far. I don't know what's gonna change here in this final stretch. So Penguin and Drew sitting back, trying to cheat.
Big kill.
Squish pushes on through to get that slay. Now what's he gonna do? He's gonna trade some damage. Stellar almost stays alive. He has his help now straight out for Cloud9 for just a short bit. Now can G1 get these slays and roll it into some spawn kills?
You know where they're gonna be coming from. You have the reads. They saw that one on Neon, and they saw 2 more that are going to be pushing up, but you got to try and get these kills. Huge stalker shots are going to connect. It's a 3-kill game now. G1 starting to come back.
This is doable, especially when you have Cloud9 in a disadvantageous position. The squeeze is coming. Right now, Cloud9 are stuck in PD, and they have all the positions they need here from G1. Incinerating Penguin over at bottom A. 1-kill game separating G1 and Cloud9.
But they cannot. That's a tied game. They were down by 8, Walshy, and now we're right back into this. But they cannot get too overzealous. They have to play this advantage that they have. C9 are going to be tucked away inside of Tram, and Squall pushes in, but he does manage to get the trade, so that it is going to be a plus. Now, Boo Dubu with this Bulldog does hear where this player is going to be located and has eyes on him, but he thought that he jumped up. Big kill. Is anyone there from C9 for the cleanup? No, he gets away, but the shots are coming in, and another trade comes in, another kill, 47.
And this is dangerous. Cloud9 realize they have both sides sandwiched, and they have to push out one side. They opt for the PD time. We have Boo Boo desperately chasing behind, but he's been caught out of position, and now being hunted down.
He gets the trade!
49, 1 kill for either of these squads.
He goes by himself in the backfield. He's got a teammate there to back him up, but he's getting pressured. Penguin's going to be weak over by the counter too. And now all the members of G1, they know exactly where these guys are. 1 kill remaining, but Squall gets the win! Squall gets the win!
What a huge comeback there for G1 to be down by 8 kills, like you said, against Cloud9 in the final moments of that game and just clutch it up in every sense.
Unbelievable! G1 were down by 8 kills. They were getting whipped around that map like a government mule, but instead, they dig deep. They found what they needed, and they pull off a 50-49 win. But I have to say, that is the type of situation. It's like it happened on both sides. G1 could have won Catalyst, and then, you know, the soft throw, and then Cloud9 could have won Streaks, and then the throw.
It's impressive.
Crazy.
Let's take a look at those ending engagements. Boo Boo getting that slay, realizing that he has all of Cloud9 sandwiched over on B Street.
Yeah.
And it's a delicate dance when you're in this position. You want to apply pressure so your teammates aren't left out to dry, but if you get caught off guard just too much, you're just giving up a free kill. And that's what this little dance of Boo Boo was like, oh wait, I'm now in trouble. I need to back up.
But thinking that Bound was one shot, he played around the pillar so well. But then, Boo Dubu, one shot, still manages to get the trade there.
Also, the reason that Eco charges out here is he sees free Devonator hightail it. And so just your natural sense kicks in. You're like, oh, we have a big advantage. Let's push this advantage. And right there is all the backup. It was Boo Boo and Squall in the center of the map, ready to double team anyone peeking out of the PD.
Oh boy, folks, we got ourselves a series. Look how close this has been. Unreal. Now Live Fire Strongholds coming up next. We hope everyone's having a good time here at the Halo World Championship. day one of action. So much more to come. And unfortunately, we're sending 4 teams home today. But that just goes to show the stakes of the competition, Walsh.
Yeah, I mean, we wish everyone here could be a winner, but that's not how competition goes. People have to go home, and their run ends today. But neither of these two squads, that's for sure. Cloud9 and G1 both looking so strong. And we're going to see who wins this. Whoever wins this series is walking out the winner of their pool.
Not shocking to see G1 in a competitive situation here against C9. But what has been shocking has been how close these games have been. Nail biters, start to finish. And now we go into map 3. It's going to be strongholds on live fire. The point of the game here, just go ahead and hold 2 points of the map, start earning points.
Similarly so, we saw Penguin throwing those long grenades on streets to deny the top balcony. Stellar having a clear lineup there on the beginning here of live fire. I'm not sure if those nades land over towards the shortcut near those plasma grenades, or if they land on one of the top boxes near the C-plat. I am uncertain, but these teams are bringing out their #1 strategies here, or the best things we've seen thus far at the Halo World Championship.
That is what you're going to need if you want to win. $400,000 in the title of world champion. Some of these players, guys like Eco, Stellar, they've done it before. They've experienced a sweet taste of victory at the world stage. They want to try and recreate that same magic again, this time with their teammates Penguin and Bound. But this is a G1 strong start for them as they're able to get themselves onto the point. A and B control for them, overshield as well. I like this position, and oh boy, that was a bailout there from that pillar. He better bake him a cake because that was nice. Yes, I'm saying the pillar, the sentient being, but.
That dodge on that plasma shot was so nice, but once again, it kind of feels like a similar story for a second where it's like, all right, well, what's going on for the rest of the map? Because as we looked at Devonair's POV, things seemed great.
Stronghold capture.
Here comes Eco, but he's going to deal with his heat wave now from Switch, who actually disengages. And Eco sees a weakened Dev right in front of him. That heat wave is going to get shut down too by Stellar. That's just such a great play. They literally played for one another there, and there's just nothing that they can do. Eco swings her on the back, goes in for the triple kill, but Dev is going to back away there.
Just feels like every single time they call it a player, they're just being set up for a double team and sandwich. Let's hear how this is being coordinated with the Cloud9 Astro listening.
He's here. I got assassinate him. Tower. And then I got A and tower.
He's dummy door and A.
We're getting C right now.
He was dummy door.
Stronghold
Nice kill. Yo, come top mid, Brayden, if you can.
One shot key door. You got big door. Yeah. Nice. One spot mid somewhere. One shot in B. Do it. One shot in B.
They're in C.
Yeah, nice.
Go bottom middle.
Oh, you're in? I don't think it's chasing. He's in.
Stronghold captured.
I think he's been cut on me.
I'm small window. Top mid, guys. They're top mid.
I'm gonna go top middle.
Watch out, white wall.
Sniper in 5 seconds.
Watch out, white wall. Pillars.
Alright, I'm going pillars.
Like this A. Not that weak going key door. Key door with T-wave. Brayden. Yeah,
Sniper's up.
Brad tunnel.
Pillars weak. And the B weak.
Yeah.
I'm dying to nest.
I can look at nest. Still one shot.
In B tunnel. Two down. Weak B towards nest. He's in the tunnel. And B weak.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to look top mid.
Sniper, they have it.
Yeah.
Make cut. Is it overshot up at all?
No.
He's going down, make up the key door with weapons.
35 seconds.
Need a key door. Top mid. Go top mid.
I'm going in.
Sniping green.
Yo, I'm dying to key door.
Should go A.
Dying to key door. In and A. Top house killed me. Top house A.
Mangler.
He's big sniping.
Two guys A.
20 seconds OB.
One's
20.
going rat. One's
One
going
guy could be
big.
C.
Rat and big.
15 seconds OB.
Nice down.
Yo, bottom mid weak, sniping, 2 shot.
On the heat wave.
He got me. He's one shot. He's back.
10 seconds
Going
OB.
key door. 2 key door. Brayden.
OB now.
I got one.
Last guy over screens.
One shot, 3 dead.
Shove.
I'll get it.
We get it.
Yo, he waves down key door.
I'll go.
He waves down key door. He waved down key door.
Solid listening there for C9, and they have tied up and taken the lead in this one. as well as the overshield and the sniper rifle. I like the items that are at their disposal here, Walshy.
Yeah, they have all the tools right now. Now it's just be, can they execute these kills? They get one kill. They know Swish is up there. There's number 2. Now it's going to be, how do they want to hunt down these last ones? There's Boo Boo poking out of the tunnel, and that's going to be the stop to G1's push.
All right, so now, ooh, good God. That didn't even look like it connected for a minute. That was gorgeous. Where does G1 find the answers? Maybe not. Boo Boo Doo Boo ain't giving them the cheats to the quiz. It's very clear that he has got the hot hand with that sniper.
Look at that. Free Demeter eventually getting taken out as well. A trip cap for a moment in time, but looks like G1's going to answer with a seat cap of their own. But it's really been Cloud9 in full control for these last 60 to 90 seconds. They've just been able to control both the A and the C strongholds, and then they just charge across the top center of the map. That's one advantage you have when you have a numbers advantage. You can just go out in the open in a more exposed area, and even if someone shoots you from an obscure angle, you have more firepower. 2 BRs just shoot right back.
What we're seeing right now from Bound is a player who is starting to gain more confidence as this map goes on. He's taking fights because he knows that he ain't missing. He ain't losing. And good luck G1 in stopping him, because if he continues to heat up like this, it's going to be problematic for them throughout all of live fire. Perhaps this heat wave could stop him in his tracks, and it seems like that is going to be successful. Overshield is going to go up, and now this is an opportunity for G1, right? They have the heat wave. They also have the overshield. Use these items to your advantage.
Yeah, I would expect with these slight advantages here, we're going to see G1 be able to turn a second stronghold soon, but just as I predict that, Squall and Boo Boo are both down. Predeminator is looking for the right fights, but cannot find these members of Cloud9, and they're just going to pick at them from a distance.
Dev does manage to get some help from Squall. One more member of Cloud9 is going to be right in front of him. That's going to be Eco over at the nest. But watch out, though, because one player by Mangler is looking to cause some problems. Thankfully, for Dev, he does have the help from his teammate, and that is going to be a B cap for G1. Bound, though, lurking around the nest. Can Dev win this fight? No, it's actually Eco who clears him out. So the help is there for Bound, and he can continue to live around here by nest. But A and B control still there for G1. Bound is going to be dangerously low. They have to take him out over here. He's pulling a lot of attention his way. That's going to give C9 that opportunity to get on to B.
Yeah, G1 got some points on the board. They had some control, but not as much as they needed to really bring themselves back in this game. We noticed that Cloud9 were able to hold that setup multiple times, going back and forth, whereas it felt like G1 held it for a short period of time and just dismantled.
G1 looking for that reset, but you have 2 players that are going to be down low in the mud. Too weak. That's Bound with a double. That's 18 kills for him, and he has been unreal throughout this map. He's been finding so much success each and every spawn, really just showing the value of each life that he has gained, that he's been given, and does still manage to get a kill. That was 3 kills that were pretty critical for them to just continue to add on insult to injury for G1.
Crucial kills and just putting on so much pressure. That player had to worry about Bound that entire time. And throughout that, G1 is able to scoop up the B stronghold, but I saw a couple slays go in the favor of Cloud9, so we're going to have to see how this actually turns out. And that OS was not activated. Eco almost turns that double on Squall. Luckily, he clutches it up, but OS is running away, and that's one tough sight to see when you have Penguin flying across the top center of the map.
He'll be able to just push this one freely because he's going to have that extra protection of the overshield. It is going to get drained down a little bit, though. The Penguin won't quite have that coverage anymore, but he has the confidence to be able to take this fight. But no, Squall, the hero of the last game, comes up huge with a kill. That's going to give him A and C control. Bound's going to be lurking about toward B. He's very weak, he had to back away, and a big kill there on C to stop it.
I like that play by Squall. Help his teammates re-coordinate and then make a push on over to B. Knows that somebody's over here somewhere. They find Bound over in the back. He's a difficult kill, but acquired nonetheless, and this could be a nice dub cap here, but still not taken just yet.
Cloud9 needs to be careful. Could get repulsed around the corner, but his teammate was there to back him up. There comes Bound from the mud. No one there to help him out, but a perfect and a killing spree for Squall9. He's certainly heating up.
There it was, 3 down for Cloud9. All of Cloud9 jumping in C, trying to make sure that trip cap does not happen. But while they're securing that stronghold, Squall9 has sniper and heat wave. So all the power weapons in his hand, needs to do something big with these.
Finds Bound low. Got to clean him up and take minimal damage, but he's going to be brought down to half shield. Good news for him, though. He does have that sniper, so if he wants to poke around the corner, he can contribute to the fight. Oh, but that's unfortunate for him as he does so. 3 members of Cloud9 were anticipating it and managed to stop them. So all those power weapons are going to go in their favor. And now you have the overshield coming up in 10.
We have to see what Cloud9 does with these weapons. It's their turn. I don't know if Eco knew that the sniper was on the ground there too, or passed off to a teammate. We'll see if that comes into play in a little bit, but right here, all attention on this OS. Eco trying to hope that somebody comes over into the shortcut and he gets his wish, but Pre-Devonator takes the trade, gets a double, and is set up to grab it. That's gonna be OS going in the hands of G1.
So at that moment in time, right, Cloud9 managed to get 3 of the strongholds, which means that they were earning 2 points per second. But for G1, the value was really in just ensuring that they were able to get that overshield so that this way they could get right back into the fight. But they gave up a decent amount of points in doing so and looking for that one particular item here. But Devonator might have just lost track of where that player was. It's actually going to be right in front of him, and he has to get out of there, but he has no opportunity to do so. And that is unfortunate. But all that being said, it is going to be Cloud9 who answer right back. They'll get control of B and C, and they're 15 points away from winning this.
Yeah, looking a little flustered there, but Cloud9 just has to hold on to these strongholds. Boo trying to do what he can here to grab B. Doesn't want Cripple to jump in and give him a free kill, and wisely gets those gets that double kill over on Penguin, who is jumping over towards Sandbag. So great job for Boo not to panic in these final moments. Sometimes it's easy just to go in right away and say, I need to hop in this and not think of anything else. You do have a little bit of breathing room. Not a lot, but a little bit.
Boo looking to harass the players that were at the back portion of the tower side. But now B getting capped. C is going to be capped in turn, though. And this will be eventually, if it goes the way that G1 hopes, G1 crossing the 200-point threshold. Got to get these kills, though, and Bound manages to stay alive. That's going to be 2 players down. Only a few points remain. Who from G1's going to be there for the response? It seems like it's going to be Boo Boo. I think he's lurking about. Might be wrong, though. But Bound with a big kill on Switch. Here comes Boo. No one's there for the stop. He actually gets deleted. Can Devin be the hero they need? Nope, not gonna happen. And that is Cloud9 taking that map and going up 2-1 in this series.
Strong victory there, but not easy at all. There were a lot of back and forth moments in there. G1 had their opportunities. I just felt like G1 weren't able to hold on to the stronghold when they had those advantages for longer. They didn't know how to roll that into pushing back and forth across top center like we saw from Cloud9. They did a much better job of blocking around and pushing together.
Yeah, every single time G1 had control, it was, honestly, the defense was paper thin, you know? And that simply cannot happen against Cloud9. They will abuse that. They will play that to their advantage. That's exactly what happened. Many moments, G1 had to give up control of particular objectives so that they could get something, whether that's, you know, sniper rifle or overshield or tower control or, you know, whatever the case may be. And if you're playing at that point, and we kind of saw that happen as well in that war game against Cloud9, where War were fighting for all these different objectives around the map, but at the end of the day, the only objective that matters was the ball.
Yeah,
it's the same thing here.
Random fights that weren't coordinated as much as when we saw Cloud9. It felt like Cloud9 was pushing much more with a purpose.
Well done by C9, as they're looking to put this game behind them and get that 3-1 win. But let's be honest, this series is been near impossible to call with the way that those first 2 games went. This one was definitely more in the column for Cloud9, a more controlling matchup for them.
Still, not that convincing victory at 250 to 205. True. That's just holding one setup for a little bit longer, or flipping one a little bit earlier. I mean, this has been one of the closest and best series we've had so far this weekend.
Couldn't agree more, Walsh. And now we're going to King of the Hill on recharge. For map number 4, teams are ready to go, all readied up. G1 looking to force that game 5. Cloud9 shutting it down here potentially and going at the top of their group. Anything is possible, but for G1, it's all about that, and we always say this term, that objective efficiency. They need to get value whenever they have control.
Need to get value, but one lucky facet of that is on King of the Hill. It really is much more slay heavy and dependent compared to any other objective. You know, on capture a flag, you can reposition to get a counter pull. Oddball, you can rotate that ball around. Whereas King of the Hill, that hill is not moving until it's captured.
Nope.
And you can just slay around it and set up around it.
No one has really been able to get a foothold in the mid-hill quite yet. Something, of course, is going to have to give. But it is G1 who plant their feet inside of that middle hill. And Dev has a great angle here to support his teammates. He's also hearing a lot of this activity coming about here, and that's just a good disengage to just give himself a reposition here and keep himself alive.
Yeah, so wise there. Many other people would have challenged that till around one shot and then moved away because they didn't see any reinforcements, but just knowing that he's playing against Cloud9, he says, all right, I see one member, another one's coming soon. Let me take my half shield and reposition and fight another fight.
Yeah, you see one member of Cloud9, you just have to assume that, like, all 4 members are there, their family members, their ancestors, everyone.
Second cousins here?
Their
What
second
are you
cousins
doing
twice
here?
removed.
How'd you get invited?
Jim Bob, what are you doing here? The G1 are going to get wiped out. 3 players down as Penguins lurking above the top. One body's going to be inside of the hill. Boo Boo Doo Boo very weak. Can't quite get away with that one there as he gets cleaned up by Penguin. And here comes the pressure from the Mangler side. Squall9 needs to get this kill. Successful in that venture. And we'll loop around. Watch out behind you, though, buddy. I know you heard that. He's looking for where that player is going to be. And it's Eco. He had some help from Dev. And playing the position rather than looking to play the objective. Getting pushed by Stellar, though, is going to shut him out. 3 members right there by Long Haul.
Let's talk about the slaying prowess of Stellar so far throughout the series. Every single game he's been coming out hot. So far has the most kills. Least death, almost gets away with that camo, but just being a constant nuisance. He's using that silent killer, and we usually don't see him, you know, demanding or dominating the scoreboard, but that has not been the case today so far this weekend. He's had so many incredible performances.
And on top of that, too, you know, as a Slayer, when he's effective, it's very scary because that opens up opportunities for the rest of his team, but he's also objective efficient as well. And like Stellar is a complete package of a player that could do everything when you need him to, and he also has that support from C9. That being said, though, no one's been able to get inside of that mid-hill because no one's been comfortable enough to get inside of there yet. And this has been extremely contentious here. Dev is going to get wiped out down low. Boo Boo Doo Boo's going to be located over toward Blue Hall. And he's going in for the push. And they may have gotten the call. Yes, they did. So that cleans out Boo Boo.
One thing we've also seen thematically throughout this round, and we've seen it in the last game, live fire, strongholds, is we see, wow, what a sick insta first off, but we see that Cloud9 is holding higher positions on the map and pushing together when they're going for that objective. Whereas many times G1, they're going across lower spots. You know, they're going through tunnels like on live fire, or down there we saw Boo Boo going through their pulsar tunnel. If you want to get a flank here and there, that's fine. But your primary method of pushing cannot be low.
Squall9 needs to win this fight, but Stellar's there again. And he gets himself the shock rifle, and I do not like it for G1's chances when Stellar has that shock rifle. But you're right, David. And that whole, the way that Cloud9 played, that is the reason why they're up 1-0 here. But they are down 3 players. Penguin off the respawn. Let's see if he can contribute to this. Eco gets taken out by Squall9, who had the help there from Boo Boo Doo Boo to add in a few shots to the equation.
And Boo Boo is not certain of where to help at this moment. I would expect him to be pushed over towards top gold. Instead, goes on out, grabs that camo, and see if he can stay alive, but pressure's on him. That player near Needler, I thought saw him, but they must know that Bound is weak over there, and Boo Boo's gonna take that free kill. This is a great position for G1 right now. They just have to pick off these players. They have the angles. They just need the damage.
I liked everything that Boo Boo Doo Boo did there. Give him the overkill! camouflage. So many brilliant plays that were made there, Walshy. Cannot state it enough. From not committing to a fight when he didn't need to.
We saw that.
The decision making was out of this world.
Perfect decision making. We saw that sandwich coming, and it was delicious.
Oh yeah, it was roast beef. Roast beef. Maybe some Swiss, I don't know, whatever tickles your fancy. But they gotta get the job done here. A triple kill and overkill, that's all well and good. But if you do not secure this point, then that is gonna be all for naught. But Boo Boo Doo contributes in putting 4 members of Cloud9 in the dirt. And now they're poised to be able to get this cap.
Yeah, in fact, G1's got to be looking towards this next hill. They got to say, all right, we're getting this one. How do we reposition? You see Devonator all the way on over towards control, getting prepared to help try to take over elevator. Both teams had the same idea, though. Cloud9 said, give this one up, set up an elevator, and they're all confined this corner. This could play out well if they're able to isolate these fights, but right now we have the height advantage here. Coming in for Boo Boo, fighting these crucial fights in the elevator, gets taken out. That's gonna be all 4 down for G1. They're gonna have to go back to the drawing board and start another push.
And they do have that option. Not enough progress has been earned by Cloud9 to firmly secure the cap. The issue is, Penguin just gets himself the camo, and he can do the same thing to G1 that Boo Boo Doo did to Cloud9. So with this play, oh, they shut that one down real fast. They might be able to cap this, but now it's G1's turn to strike here. Let's see what they can do with this. No connection on the shot with the shock rifle, but so close ball.
Switch got a little over aggressive too, because having that secondary angle all the way over at gold or glass is so powerful if they can stay alive. So he needed to back down and trust his teammates, but some points it's just too tempting to challenge and do something on your own. This is totally comebackable too. Look at this. G1 is basically all the way back in this hill. Elevator is such a difficult area to break, whether it's here on King of the Hill, whether it's a stronghold, or whether you have an oddball setup.
Dev is getting a lot of intel. He sees where these players are pushing. Then can anyone stop them? No, they can't. G1 goes up 2-1 here, and that was a very, very clean hold. I think they got in and never got out. I'm fairly certain.
They pretty much extended that once they broke that Cloud9 setup. Cloud9 had the first setup. They had about 75% of that hill time, but it did not matter. G1 are just too good at breaking that.
But we're right back in it for Cloud9. A similar position to where they were just a little while ago at the elevator hill. They got a lot of progress, and then G1 had a hold and never let go. But this is gonna have to prompt a lot of movement here from G1 to force these players off of these decent positions, these strong positions here, which Eco does go down. Our observer maybe is changing their sensitivity. Bounds on the hunt, trying to locate Swish, will clean him up with relative ease, and just like that, Cloud9 are gonna answer back and get this cap. It's all knotted up, 2-2, Dave.
2-2, still plenty of time on the clock. If you assume we start this game with 5 minutes, only halfway gone, we could go to score limit on this one.
We really could. Great disengage from Bound. And he is gonna be very weak, and that nade will find its target. Cloud9, though, managed to get a body on top of that Whirlpool hill, and they'll keep it there for the time being. They cannot allow Cloud9 to just get this territory uncontested, because that's exactly what happened in the blue hall just seconds ago.
Look at this Stellar just turning back and forth at the wrong moments. G1 breaks the setup again, and they're looking pretty right now as the last member is over in pipes. Now, it's really a decision right now from Devonator. Does he want to go in and try to clear out pipes? Is he aware of where these Cloud9 members might be spawning? He now knows that they're spawning in pipes, now they've spotted Penguin. And so he gets to react accordingly. He knows that back towards elevator is safe. He feels fine turning his back towards that direction. And that's just the spawn mastery and understanding from these top pro players.
Ooh, Devin trying to play his life here. He does get the help from Boo Boo Doo Boo, and he's still alive, but 2 players get wiped out. Boo Boo and Dev put so much into staying alive in that whole engagement. Now it's just gonna be left up to Swish, but not gonna happen, as all 4 members of G1 are gonna be out of here. Cloud9 back on the point again. Oh, that was gorgeous. Great timing.
Perfect timing, waiting just that little bit, see if anyone's coming through pipes.
And for those who don't
also
know,
must know that the push is coming through pipes and battery. need to hold a strong position here as they are down in numbers. Penguin, the last surviving of his species, trying to hold it down in elevator.
That's scary. I don't want that to happen to the Penguins. G1 circling about. Camo's up in a moment. But Boo Boo's going to be dangerously low. Doesn't get that trade, though. Is anyone there to help him out? Pick up that kill. There it goes. Swish locates the target right at the bat ledge. And G1 are going to be able to get this camo and relatively unscathed, which means that Swish can put this to good use.
There it is. Swish getting that huge pick on Stellar. That's 3 down for Cloud9. I don't know if they know where Bound is at, but if they do, they can understand where this push is going to be coming from. There's the third cap going. Swish going for a flank, and let's see how it pays off. I guess he's not going for a flank. He's just backing up with his teammates over at control. This could be the time, though, with it being a bomb center hill. You notice G1 not just jumping in right away. They want to just let this clock drain. They feel like they can go even in slays.
2 kills clean for G1. Swish was anticipating the flank, but it's actually going to be here over at the platform. And now the push comes through from the elevator side as Penguin gets identified. 1 player over towards tower. Penguin looking to get into the fray here, but they still have bodies left alive.
And this is so smart from G1. They aren't just finding angles to fight somebody immediately in the bottom center. Instead, they're worrying about those supporting positions, because as soon as someone from Cloud9 jumps in the hill, they can take the outside fights and then kill the hill person. They can afford to give up a little bit of time if necessary. They don't need to stop the hill immediately, and that's why you're noticing these angles aren't looking at hill right away.
30 seconds remaining, and if you're G1, you don't really need to do all that much. You just got to keep Cloud9 out of the hill. The onus is going to be on C9. Has to make the play happen, but Boo Boo Doo with a big shock rifle shot connects on the target, but they got to get in there.
They had 3 down. Cloud9 needed to jump in there 4 seconds ago. They eventually get in, and this is going to be difficult.
I love
Swish
this.
just staying alive, buying time, see if he can find an outside kill. He knows somebody is around here. He sees that grenade. Tries to repulse, does not do it successfully. 3 down again for G1. Cloud9 have a shot in this hill.
But all it takes is 1 squad wipe. That's it. And it could come here. It could come at the worst possible time. G1 need to strike right now. 10 seconds on the clock, or else we could be looking at a catalyst situation all over again. But Stellar has no idea that the flank was coming up from behind. He's going to be so weak, and he dies. They got to get in there. G1's got to shut this one down right now.
Stellar going down 3v3. That's going to be 3 down for Cloud9. They just need to worry about Bound. They know he is at the Needler, and Bound is just trying to buy time. He has camo. He's going to try to slip on in. He gets on in for a second. Squall going to contest her in that moment. And then they jump out. They jump out because they realize it's so close. And what a finish there from G1. Push after push being stopped, but eventually able to clutch it up and close out that game number 4.
That actually was malarkey. I thought Cloud9 had no malarkey in them. That was actually malarkey. He had camo, and he's like, if he pulled the Drax the Destroyer. If I stay still, they can't see me. And unfortunately, they saw him.
It's also just so smart from the G1 perspective, because it was so close to getting those last few seconds in the hill, and as soon as the camo stood in the hill, they also jumped in the hill. They said, we're not going to let you try to scoop up these last couple seconds while we're staying outside. They jumped in the hill when camo was in, and then they jumped out after acquiring the kill.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to a game 5. What do you think of that, Seattle? G1, Cloud9, 2 amazing squads laying it all out there. Dave, this is just pool play. I don't know if my pacemaker can handle this.
This is going to set a ridiculous trajectory for this weekend for one of these squads. I mean, you're setting yourself up for a better quarters match.
Look how close this game was. Look how close the series has been. This has been nuts.
Yeah, that does not get much closer than what we've seen, and especially the way that these come down the line. You know, game number 1 and the overtime flag with that back and forth. The near perfect ending there from Cloud9 to secure that bottom center hill, the toughest hill to clutch it up on.
Well, the question on everyone's mind, who wants it more? Is it the team that's been here before? The team that has had success? The team that has in some cases even revolutionize, especially in H5, like how the game is played? Or is it the upstarts, the squad that against all odds have found themselves in this position throughout the season? Who wants it more? We're gonna find out right now on Aquarius Slayer. First to 50, and you're walking away the winner.
And I want to see if Cloud9 have any tricky grenades up their sleeves at the start. We've seen it in 2 of these 4 games. Are we going to see it in game number 5? Because if there's a time, now is the time to bust it out.
And we're going to start things off with, honestly, one of the men of the match, in my opinion, in Stellar, who has been out of this world throughout the day. But now you got to see what this squad is going to be made of here. Cloud9 are actually going to go up by 3 right out of the gate, but I feel like I've seen this before, Walshy. I think it happened on Streets.
We've seen the leads happen before, and sometimes they dwindle away, but I don't know if we've seen like a 3-0 start of this long.
I think they started 3-0.
3-0, and I guess they held it for a little bit, but this game is slowed down, and when I think of a slower paced game, I think of Cloud9 being able to set up stronger pushes. We'll see if that big generalization holds true, but we will see soon. And it looks like G1 has answered back. It's not a 1-kill game.
Just like that, in a heartbeat, in a hiccup. G1's only going to be down by 1. Cloud9 now, as they push 2 players together here. Dem is going to be beaten up, but he's still contributing to the action, which really, when you're one shot, but you're still putting shots down, that means that you were doing the job. Everyone has to be happy about a player like that. He gets the 360 kill, finds himself another, but it's actually going to be his teammate Squall who picks it up, and now we're tied up 7-7.
7-7, they have control of car. I don't know when the next set of dynamo grenades come up, but I wouldn't be surprised if they check that timer soon, and there they are. Gonna secure those dynamo grenades to get some information across the map. Just kind of chucks them. I mean, I was expecting, you know, maybe toss 1 here or there to find out if there's someone around that corner, but Debonair said it's a hot potato and got rid of both of them.
Yeah. Those dynamo grenades can be so effective if you use them properly. Oh, that hurts. Poor guy coming off spawn ends up getting just blown up. 2-kill game in favor of C9. We've seen this song and dance before, though, but great pressure is being applied. But as Swish, though, is actually dropping out of the fight, his teammate Squall goes in to help him. And there is Swish, still alive, still trying to just value that life, play it as much as he can. And the callouts have come through, too. You gotta give credit where credit is due to Swish, to just pull so much attention. That's allowed G1 to get a little bit of map control.
Yeah, so sneaky. Look at what Cloud9 have to do just to secure that 1 kill in front of the base. They eventually will track them down, but at what cost? They're stuck in the base a little bit. You see Boo Boo and Swish push him on over towards Penguin, and they're honestly in a great position now. G1, they secured that kill. They're all the way across the map. Cloud9 are a little bit scattered.
2 kills is gonna give Cloud9 the lead again, but that was only came after a brief tie, courtesy of G1. Dubu up top, Camo's available. Got Stellar in the back, Eco and Penguin right in front. And they do get away with that Camo, which could be huge for them, but he's got to stay alive.
I love seeing so many more players going for those instances now. It's almost like anytime there's one plasma thrown, like most players, more often than not, here at this pro level, are just throwing that second insta across the map.
I think if there was actually like a Halo coursework, your entire curriculum will be based around instas.
400 level class.
400 level class, yeah, hands down.
Now, GB, I know you didn't go to college. What that
I did
means
not.
is a generally a higher level class that you have towards the end.
I know
of your
what that
major.
is. My wife went to college. she's the smart one. I'm just the dum-dum that talks about video games. Back to the action, though. 23-17. Cloud9 have started to add on to this lead, and that's quite scary, though. But again, G1 have been in this position before. This has happened in the past, and I hate the fact that we could potentially see Lightning strike twice.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen them in a worse position, down by 8 kills on that Street Slayer, able to clutch out 50-49. Like you said, been in a worse position, but they don't want to have to force Lightning twice. They would like to put themselves in a stronger spot to bring this game back.
And if Devin is going to be fragging out like this, watch out. If Boo Boo gets even though he has been contributing with his assists, if he gets a little bit more output on the slays, that could be quite problematic for Cloud9 to have to deal with here. Because right now, everyone is firing on all cylinders here, and that has been beautiful to watch, but you really do want to be able to pick up those critical kills when the moment calls for it. As Stellar comes around the corner alongside that sidekick. We'll find a weakened switch around the corner with the challenge. A big kill for him is going to net the 6th one. There's the 7th, and the kills continue to pile on, and that's going to be a complete wipe there. Cloud9 get all 4 down for G1.
Yep, they only lose Bound in that push, and that's a price you have to pay in many cases. Against these high-level teams, you're generally not going to just go 4-0. You are gonna have some casualties as you make those pushes across the map, and who other than Bound, who has been up in the face of G1, flanking and being in these dangerous positions.
G1 now have to ask themselves, is this how we want to go out? With a lead that has been building up, players tucked with their tails between their legs in the base, they have to find the answers here and now. They do manage to get 2 players down, but this is where things start to get real dangerous. And Bound's going for the triple kill, but it does not work out for him. That's 3 players down for G1 again, Dave. And this is, I'm not worried. I'm definitely worried for G1.
Yeah, this one feels like Cloud9 are built. Put it on cruise control and finish this game up. So let's see what they end up doing here to close out these final 8 kills.
This is the point of the time where you'd say, no dumb deaths. You can't give up anything. Or else Cloud9, you can't trade. Everything has to be executed perfectly at this point. And Cloud9 is not going to give you that opportunity to do it.
Yeah, and you're hoping to get those camos, hold on a heat wave, do something to really turn the tides, but Cloud9 are on top of everything. Eco on the flank. Even though he's going for the melee trade, he decides to back off and just outshoot Squall.
3 kills remaining in what has truly been a phenomenal series. But a great closeout here for Cloud9 as they get 49. 1 more remaining, and Cloud9 can walk away from this series as the victor. Penguin with the final kill, and there you have it. C9, 3-2 over G1, but good God, did they make them work for it.
Yes, work is done in pools for C9. Not as convincing a victory against G1. I mean, that's more of a testament to how good G1 is and how well we expect both these rosters to do. But Cloud9, you know, work is done for the day. 3-0 in pools. They position themselves where they want to be in the bracket for the rest of the Halo World Championship.
You know, and I know G1 is very disappointed with themselves for not being able to get that win, but in the grand scheme of things, when you see how they played this one, I do genuinely feel like we are getting a G1 that is confident, is prepared, that feels like they can contend for that, you know, the lion's share of that $1 million prize pool. This is a competitive team in this bracket, and they have proved it to us all here. Watch out, rest of the talent pool, because this is G1's here to play some Halo, man, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, we always try to find out, you know, who's looking good, who's looking rough through pool play, and honestly, both those teams are looking real good.
Yeah, real scary. But the day belongs to Cloud9 after one hell of a series. Look at those first 4 games and how close each and every one of those matches were. Even the live fire Strongholds game, one thing goes the way of G1. They get that ideal setup at the 200-point threshold, and they could very well have won that. And it's also wild to think that G1 could have won this 3-1 if they had tied up, or if they had cleaned up, rather, that Catalyst
just held them off before letting Cloud9 tie it up, or